Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you are all doing well. So in today's video,
fellas, we gotta go to Africa. That's the answer. That was the answer the whole time. We have to go to Africa. Yo, listen, we cannot live our lives and we did not go to where it all started because y'all was watching the stream, right? Whoever watched it, we couldn't keep our eyes off. Keep it up. Like, how did you expect me to? You gotta understand, there's mad at them like that down there. We gotta go. We have to go. One-way ticket. Don't come back. We gotta go where it started. We gotta go. Wow, bro. Wow. We have to take our stuff and leave and go to Africa.
now he's not the only one that I've heard say this. There's been a few videos on TikTok of men saying they're going to Africa to find women. A lot of people reacted to this. Okay, a certain lady in particular got a lot of views. I'm going to play her video because I want to say something about her video before I play the rest of the stitches, if it makes sense. So let's watch her video.
So, I saw a video today on TikTok of this young man, African American, saying how he wants to go to Africa to find a wife. And he said all this after watching Tyler, our beautiful sister from South Africa. And he's like, you know what? That's it. We just need to go to Africa to find wives. Audacity. Anyway, me being African, I was raised in Africa and I was also raised in the United States. So I have experience from both continents, okay? And let me tell you something. If you are an American man who thinks that going outside of the United States is where you will find a good woman, a good wife, because American women ask for too much. The ladies out here, man, they're just materialistic. Let me tell you something. It is worse. It is 1,000 times worse than what you think back home in Africa. At least for the country that I was raised in and the culture that I was raised in. Because here's the thing. African women, African young girls, we are raised to literally know that the man is the provider. In fact, a lot of African women don't even go to work. Their men are the ones who go to work and just bring the money home for the wife to budget. And if you think the women here in America are asking for too much, in fact, go to Africa. No, go get married. Because the way African young girls are raised, we are raised with so much knowledge about family, friendship, how to deal with lives. So when families in Africa see that their daughters have gone through so much learning and they have become knowledgeable of life and marriage and all those things, they know the value of their daughters. And they say, you know what? Any man cannot come and marry our daughter for free. He has to pay a dowry. And that's why majority of African cultures, before a man goes to take the daughter to marry a woman, he has to pay the family a dowry, an appreciation. And dowry can go from money to cows and goats to even building the girl's family a house. Yes, and it's all to show appreciation to the family of the girl that thank you so much for raising such a beautiful and wonderful woman who's gonna be the mother of my kids. So, the system works differently. The United States, after living here for almost 10 years, I've realized that here, men just take for free. And I know this might be triggering and or insulting some people, but it's the truth. Men in the United States are used to taking things for free, especially from women. They expect, well, I'm just gonna go date her, have sex with her here and there and use her, and then we'll just be in a relationship. It does not work like that in Africa. It is worse. You cannot take someone's daughter for free like that. You have to impress her and the family, most importantly. And in some cultures, like my own, if you have not proven yourself as a man that you have the resources to take care of someone's daughter, guess what? Even the family has the right to take you to court, to police, and say, we brought this man, he wants to take our daughter for free. Or if you've already taken the daughter without paying the family a dowry, they can say, he stole our daughter from us without any appreciation. And guess who is gonna win the case? The family of the girl. So to any American man or any man worldwide who wants to marry a woman in Africa, use your common sense. You have to be very, very strong in your masculinity to know that I do not expect my wife to work if she doesn't want to. She can or she cannot. My position as the man in her life will not change whether she works or not. My position is to provide for her. So my brother, you want to go to Africa to find a wife because they're much more nicer, let me tell you, they come with the most costly, how do I say this? And this is not like a selling your daughter type of thing. No, the families are not exchanging their children for money and possessions. No, it's simply the man giving to the girl's family in appreciation of receiving a wife. He who finds a wife finds a what? A good thing. Yes. So if you're an American man, because that's all I've seen, and you're used to taking things for free, don't go to Africa. Don't. You will be hunted down like a criminal for stealing someone's daughter. No sense.
Now, posts like this are kind of dangerous in a way. I know where she's going with this. I understand what she's trying to say and everything. But I noticed something in her comment section, okay? A lot of the women are saying, oh, we have to go to Africa to find husbands. We have to go to Africa to find husbands and so on. And I know it may just be a joke. At the same time, I'm saying this to make like the ladies aware that if you see this kind of videos, it's almost like they are romanticizing and glamorizing this whole idea that African men know what to do. It's not necessarily all African men. There are bad men everywhere, okay? Some African men will use you if you give them the opportunity, okay? They don't mind, pretending to be this kind of your dream husband, your dream man to get what they want from you, okay? So be vigilant if you want to embark on this journey, because there's a lot of stories of women who went to Gambia to find the love of their lives ending up being unalived. So let me put this disclaimer in there. Not all African men are good guys. Most of them know what they are supposed to do, okay? But they are not there financially yet, so they don't mind using any woman who gives them the opportunity to use them to acquire what they are supposed to acquire in order for them to become the men in other women's lives, if it makes sense, okay? So that's the disclaimer, okay? But a lot of people did respond to his video about going to Africa, and I'm going to play a few of the responses and I'm going to come back and talk some more. So let's get into that.
Men in the United States are used to taking things for free, especially from women. They expect, well, I'm just gonna go date her, have sex with her here and there, and use her, and then we'll just be in a relationship. It does not work like that in Africa.
This mentality that you have of 50-50 is not going to work with an African woman, especially a traditional African woman that was raised in Africa. We are raised and taught that men should be providers, 100%. That means if we go on a date, guess who's paying? The man. If we need to do our hair, guess who's paying? The man. Even if that lady is a doctor, that man is still technically responsible for the finances of your home. And let me not even get started when it comes to lobola. Lobola is dowry. You are going to have to pay an amount. It could be 1,000, it could be 2,000, it could be $3,000, euros, whatever currency you use. You are going to have to pay that girl's family just to have the honor of having her be your wife. Some of our fathers are still in lobola debt 20 years after marrying our mothers. So if you really want an African woman, my guy, please change this mentality of 50-50. It's not gonna work for you.
To all African American men that asked whether or not they can find themselves good wives in Africa, yes, 100% you can find yourselves good wives in Africa. I'm sure you can find yourself a good wife anywhere in the world. But if you're moving to Africa, 100%, I can tell you now that Africa has of the most beautiful women, of the most kindest, understanding women, 100%. But here's a tip, right? When you do come to South Africa or you come to Africa, the 50-50 thing that you guys do that side, leave it there. Leave it there. Please understand that the feminist movement, our ability to participate in it is very limited due to our traditions and our culture, so culture and traditions supersede any participation in any movement, the feminist movement being one of it. So it's probably not a bad idea to leave that 50-50 in the States, because Yeah, no. You'll also see that there's a video that I did of a gentleman that had asked whether or not Africans like African American men. And if you go to the post, you will read that a lot of women said no due to the fact that they do not want to do 50-50. Now, this does not mean that we do not have good women. It just means that at the end of the day, culture is important, you know. And as women, we do understand that we need to be supportive, understanding, loving, and caring towards our husbands, you know, and we will do that. We also understand that we need to work together towards a common goal, which is to make the marriage work. And we will work, and we will help, and we will support. But the 50-50 thing is not a prerequisite for the relationship. I'm just letting you know. And if there's an African man or a man that tells you that we do 50-50 in Africa, unamanga, they are lying to you. Do not listen to them. I'm telling you now, they are lying to you. And I'm sure there's a lot of women that can back me on this. The 50-50 thing, it's not an African thing. Tradition will always supersede everything else. I'm just letting you all know. I'm just, you know, you guys asked me for advice. I'm giving you advice. This is a tip from me to you so that you can come and you can get yourself good wives. Now, I wouldn't want you to miss out on an opportunity to meet a good wife just because now you have asked her to split the tip or split the bill for a date that you asked her on. Now she needs to pay for her food. No, guys, no. No, no, don't do that. You know, you might just miss out on a really good wife. So don't say that Samantha didn't tell me. I did. I'm telling you all now. Do not ask an African woman for 50-50. And if any other African man or men have told you that, it's a lie. It's a lie.
African American.
Please go watch the full video of that creator. I watched it with my jaw wide open because I overstand that video, being that I'm also West African first generation. My parents came here in the 80s from West Africa, from Sierra Leone, and I do speak the language, so it was very traditional in my household. And my current husband's from the Caribbean, from Jamaica. And baby, when I said they gave him a hard time, my God, they gave him a hard time being with me because, you know, we were young college students, didn't really have no money. My parents were like, he doesn't have the resources to take care of you. I had to fight tooth and nail to be with my current husband that I am today. My mom, there was this one joke she made, to this day lives in my mind, rent free, but she's chewing her words today because, you know, my husband stepped up. But he used to work at a bakery when we were in college, and my mom said, Nabila, you were the one who is rolling the dough, not making the dough. From that day, I was like, yo, when I say they had to chew the words up, they don't say nothing now, because he provides and he does everything that he needs to do for me. I do have the option of working or not. Working helps because this economy is incredibly expensive. You know, he's not rich and balling out of control. You know what I mean? Because my parents wanted me to marry wealthy. That's just, you know, that's tradition. You know, my husband didn't have to pay a dowry for me. I was the rebel of the family. Me the rebel, okay? I ran off to go I did everything that was non-traditional, even down to how I got married. I eloped. I'm across the country. What my parents gonna do? I was scared, but everyone knew I was pretty much a renegade and very non-traditional in how I do things. But yeah, what she's saying is incredibly true. You know, I'm thankful for the man that I have today, but just trust me, it was no easy feat. We grew together, to the fact that I was just telling him the other day, I was like, Daddy, we've been together 11 years, bro. A bunch of wild and crazy college students. But if you ever ask him, he'll tell you like, yeah, her parents ain't give me not even the slightest grace. They were so difficult. It's now we're at a decent relationship where they're like, okay, he's doing well for himself. He's taking care of our daughter. We're good. We're at peace. But baby, difficult. Sister, not tell one lie at all, not tell one lie at all. Wait, come on, that baggage side day. Jesus Christ of all the Nazareth. It's no easy feat. Marry an African woman? Even here in this America. This one, no easy. It's not easy at all. My house, it was so crazy. Like, even in my home, it was like little Africa. I couldn't even speak English at home. Like, I could, obviously, but my mom made sure that we learned the language and instilled the traditions. It was hardcore in my house. But make a long story short, rant done. Please go check that creator's video because it could not be more true.
more honest. Yeah, that 50-50 thing, that's a very United States thing. Outside, going to Africa, oh, they not going for none of that. No. What did Hall & Oates say? Oh, I can't go for that. No can do.
To find a wife.
Let me tell y'all something. This is so true. Everything that she's saying is accurate, and I would know because my husband is Nigerian, in case you don't know. Hi. But yeah, those African ladies, they don't play no games. You have to go through their families first to even and get permission from their families to even marry them. And then there's a criteria. Depending on the tribe, some tribes you have to pay. You have to pay to marry the bride. And it ain't cheap. When y'all be thinking, oh, American women is wanting too much, just that and the third, baby, good luck. And not just African cultures, there are other cultures as well that does the same exact thing. You have to pay their families to marry them. So more of the story, y'all men need to get on y'all ish. Y'all need to be natural providers, point blank, period. Okay, thank you.
Let me be specific because Africa is a continent, not a country. There are various countries and various cultures, traditions, and laws, and it differs from country to country, tribe to tribe, and so on and so forth. Okay. Yeah, most men were raised to be the heads of the family. Okay, so they know that. And if you do find yourself a man in Africa who is doing well, my dear, you're going to enjoy. You're going to enjoy marriage, okay? I'm talking about you're going to have a driver, you're going to have a help, you're going to have people taking care of your kids, you're going to have a chef, and so on and so forth. You will be taken care of because they know what you're supposed to do. They also have other traits like multiple wives is normal, okay? Having multiple girlfriends is normal. So being cheated on is normal, okay? So I don't want people to come here and think, oh, African men are, no, they are not, okay? They are not. I'm not saying that all of them cheat. Some of them they stick to one wife, one man. Yeah, most of them do that, but most of them cheat too. Okay, just like American men do. So let's not get anything twisted. Yeah. I've seen people whose husband cheat on them and then they'll buy them a new shop, fill it with goods for them to sell, take them on trips, buy them designer bags and so on and so forth, just to compensate them for cheating or having a child outside the marriage. And that is also something to talk about. Okay. And as for the men who are saying they are going to Africa to find wives, good luck. Okay, good luck. And please, when you find them, please make sure they stay in Africa. Okay, because I am a firm believer that people are the product or are a product of their environment and the cultures in that environment. Okay, so if you bring a wife from Ghana, for instance, my country, or East Africa or South Africa to America, okay, don't expect her to live the same way she used to live in Africa, okay, because the moment she comes here, you'll be expecting her to pay half of the bills, okay, so she's not going to be in her natural submissive state, okay, quote and unquote, where she's cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. And most of the women, don't let's get it twisted. Most of the women there, when they have children, they have help. They have drivers. They have chefs. Okay, they have people who take care of. So if anything, if they come here with you, they'll be expecting you to get them something like that because they don't do everything by themselves, if you know what I mean. A lot of people do things by themselves, but the kind of women you want in Africa, okay, they attract certain kind of men. They're accustomed to a certain kind of lifestyle already, okay? Like rich men in Africa is a different level. Most of the women there are kind of spoiled, okay, because they are used to having a lot of help around them. Like a woman has a child, for instance, her mom is in the house, there's a couple of relatives there, people take care of the kid so she can rest. At least from my tribe, that's what we do, okay? The moment you have a child, that child is like automatically there's a grandma there. There's aunties there, there are other younger kids there, and there are helps in the house, okay? So if anything, you going over to Africa, you have to come prepared, okay? You have to come with a certain kind of mindset that you're going to be providing through and through, even for the families of the wife that you're going to pick over there. I know people whose dowries or the traditional list that have been given to them includes educating their younger siblings, building their father a house, opening shops for their brothers and sisters, and so on and so forth. Yes, they require a lot from you, okay? And not just the dowry, like the lifestyle itself. You're supposed to be providing a certain kind of lifestyle for their daughters, okay? So if you come there with that mindset, oh, I'm just going to get a wife there and bring her, but you have a lot of work to do. Better make sure your finances are in check. You are healed mentally, because if you, God forbid, you go and lay your hands on somebody's daughter, Jungle justice is waiting for you. God forbid you go and impregnate somebody's daughter and you leave them there. They will chase you to your country. The voodoo priests and priestesses are there. Every household has some. Okay? So be aware of some. I can't say a lot here, but be aware of some of these things. Okay? Hey, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. And I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.